Hello everyone, this is the second lesson. First lesson turned out to be normal in principle, but I still need to work on diction and the construction of the lesson itself. The first step is always the hardest. Let's look at all the remaining aspects what we are not touched on last time. The magnet. It attracts vector points, then you select and move the area with them. Blob brush is a fatter version of a freehand. With the help of an eraser you can make cutouts inside the shape, divide it into parts.
This is a tool for highlighting points. And this one draws a path from repeating images.
This tool creates the appearance of a 3D rotation of an object. This pushes the upper and lower points in different directions. This stuff bends the shape. Now let's look at collection of tools called layer. Here's the circle. We were twirling it as we wanted, squeezed, stretched, we were cool. But we also have this in our arsenal. Transform layer. We need it now. You can use it to twist, squeeze and move, but not just one shape, but the entire layer. Plus. This plus signifies the center of our layer. If the center is on the right, then all object will spin around this point, stretch away from it and shrinks toward it. We will analyze the follow path tool, then we get to the K-bar and animation in general. Let's postpone it for now. These tools are literally equal to this, but they are applied not to one shape, but the whole layer. Here you have 3 balls, the layers you have not synced. What to do? Select this tool and click on the desired shape. Here is the desired layer. Well, it's clear that the text adds text, isn't that right? Here you can choose the color, contour width, text element, size, font, distance or of letters from each other, and other things. If you right-click on the text layer, you can translate the whole text into vector shapes. Now you can bend it as you want. Here you have filled the ball, but you need an orange color like that circle. Select the desired shape, take the eyedropper and click on the orange circle. Well done! Color points. Select a point and select a color in the upper panel. It fills the area around this point with this color. This thing. If we want to bend the contour in the form of a wave, but do not want to add a bunch of points, then we can simply draw an example of curvature. For example, select the contour that we need and click on the drawn example. Let's talk about grouping layers. Here you're drawing a floor and something on it. So the questions arise: how to group them? The first way, click on the plus sign and select Add Group. After that, select the layers we need with the Ctrl K pressed and drag this layer to the folder. There is an easier way. We select necessary layers, right-click on them, select Create a group from Select One. I could use a ready-made template for the last lesson, but I'll redo it a little later anyway. In the meantime, let's not bother, we drew in the last lesson.
Now let's look at the layer parameters that can be opened by clicking on the layer twice. Of the important things at the moment, you can highlight the opacity and blur settings of the layer, as well as the ability to change the name of the layer itself.
Let's finally move on to the camera panel tools. These tools don't just work with the layer or pathetic shapes, they work with the whole composition at once. The plus side camera moves the visible area of the camera around the scene in X and Y coordinates. Zoom camera zooms in or out of the visible area of the camera. This rotates the camera. And this tool allows you to look at your composition in 3D space. Workscape panel. The hand does not touch the composition at all, it moves the field of our vision. The magnifying glass increases or decreases the area of our vision. Rotate rotates the area of our vision. And now let's get to the most important thing, a tool that will help you create the depth of the scene. Do you know what parallax is? So this is the depth of the landscape in simple words. If we walk or drive by car, we see how the houses in the distance are moving slow. The trees that are closer are moving a little faster. The lights along the road are moving fast. The cars going to meet us are moving very fast. Using this tool you can achieve a similar effect. Cool, right? Here we see how our composition looks in space. It's flat like my jokes. And so, to do it properly, you need to take and move a layer or a group of layers in space using the Transform Layer tool. We do this with each element of the scene, based on their estimated range or proximity. Click Reset View. The layers have changed their scale. It's not okay. It's necessary to reduce all components to their original size, again, using Transform Layer tool. Now take your tools from the camera panel and try to move your scene. That's all for today. Bye!